Good afternoon, everyone. Today we'll be discussing the situation in Bangladesh. With me, I have Raga. Raga's a manager with APAC Assistance. Raga, could you tell us what's going on in Bangladesh at the moment?
Sure, Uday. It has been nothing sort of short of a pandemonium in Bangladesh. There have been violent protests over the last 2 weeks, uh, primarily clashes between student groups and security forces, which have led to about 130 people who've died and thousands who've been injured. The protests began against this quota system, which reserved government jobs for families of veterans from the independence war back in 1971. Students claim this is discriminatory amid high unemployment rates in the country. Looking at the protests and the response from student groups, the Supreme Court revised its judgment yesterday and has ordered a reduction in the controversial quota system for government jobs, mandating that 93% of jobs allocated on merit and 5% for veterans and 2% for minorities and disabled people.
Okay, uh, that's quite intense, Raga. So how's it look on the ground at the moment? Like what's going on in Dhaka or across the country?
Some of the latest reports from today suggest that Bangladesh is appearing calm amidst the ongoing curfew. Anti-quota protesters, who are primarily students, have continued their agitation despite the court's revised judgment. The opposition has renewed its call for Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's resignation and release of political prisoners amidst these protests. And the protesters plan to continue their actions until their demands have been met and the communication services be restored.
All right. So that is quite a messy security environment at the moment. So a curfew with shoot on site orders remains in place until tomorrow, although there are some indications that the curfew may be extended. There's also been a communications blackout, which has made getting information out tough. Internet services remain widely disrupted, and social media platforms and messaging platforms are inaccessible. The government's also suspended university classes indefinitely and ordered students to vacate their dormitories. We have police and paramilitary forces deployed across the country to control the protests. All gatherings and demonstrations are banned in Dhaka. The opposition party, as you mentioned, Raga, they've also been jumping into the protests. And the police and security forces have used indiscriminate force and fired live bullets and tear gas on protesters. And that's what I want to highlight here is the unpredictability of the situation. Even though it's seemingly calmer this morning, escalation can happen really fast without, a lot of warning. And security forces, they have a very heavy hand. They don't really do de-escalation. They basically shut down things until the protesters will not come out anymore. So we're looking at possibly more violence if students and protesters still continue to come out on the streets. Raga, do you have anything else to add here?
Those inputs were very valuable. Thanks.
All right. Thanks a lot for your time, Raga, on this, and see you on another one.